name is Simon Allard and I'm a mature art student completing a creative arts degree. This is a film of an exhibition of some of my work that I staged in an old red phone box. I'm interested in personal identity, what forms our identity, and how we adapt it to survive in the real world. I use old technology, memorabilia and ephemera from the past to evoke a sense of nostalgia in my work. I constantly look for battered old books at jumble sales and charity shops, then I take out the pages and stitch in blank sheets. Sometimes I use them for a while as sketchbooks before discarding them in a box. Later I pick one out, then add more layers before capturing my thoughts with an old typewriter. Some of my books have surprises like this one, containing a hidden tape recording made with an analogue tape recorder. But that's enough about me. This film isn't really about my work. It's about the phone box and the people who came to my exhibition.
So, what is your experience of phone boxes?
Well, I used to use them occasionally when I was younger in an emergency.
Right, yeah. How old were you?
Oh, well, I'd have been in my teens that sort of time, and then there was a great scramble to worry you had the correct change.
Do you remember the pips?
Yeah.
So if you ran out of money, the pips
would go in the middle of your conversation, yeah.
Can you remember a specific phone call you made from a phone box?
No, I can't. It was usually because I was trapped in town and my parents lived in the country.
So tell me your name.
Bob Elson.
Bob Elson, right. You didn't have a phone box. You didn't have a phone at home.
No, not until would be about late 1970s.
So what are your memories of using the phone boxes?
Don't think I've got any as such. Obviously I must have used them from time to time, but I don't actually remember any particular incident in actually using a red phone box.
So when you were a teenager, how did you communicate with your friends?
Just from school, we were all at school together and we would pop round and see each other. Because as I say, we were not on the phone at the time at home. So,
did you live in a small community?
No, I lived in the East End of London in a working class community.
Can you tell me, what's your name, please?
Margherita.
Margherita, that doesn't sound English.
It's Italian.
That's fascinating and very exotic. Did you have phone boxes in Italy?
I wasn't born in Italy.
Ah.
I was brought up down here.
Right, okay.
My father came down here during the war.
Yeah.
And he was stationed in Colchester in Gujarat Barracks. And he came over here when he was 13.
Yeah.
It's all in my book.
Oh, you've got a book? I'll have to have that.
Yeah, it's all in the book.
So you are actually a native of these shores then?
Yeah, I was born and bred down. We first of all lived in Goings Lane.
Oh, so you're at Mersey Island then?
Oh, yes.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you recognise this phone box then?
Well, it could be the one from the fountain, I think.
I'm not sure where they got it from now, actually. That's
It
interesting.
could be the one from the fountain.
What memories do you have of using a phone box then?
What memories do I have?
Yeah.
Not nice.
Oh dear, do you want to tell me about them?
No.
Okay.
No, they were just when I was a child and things weren't going well.
I'm making this film on the island of Mersey, which is a lump of land off the coast of Essex,
It's about 12 miles in circumference, and it's called an island because it's linked to the mainland with a tidal causeway that floods at high tide, so you genuinely can't get off. There are 2 settlements on the island. There's East Mersey, which has about 250 people, and they're still fighting the introduction of streetlights there, but the real action happens at West Mersey, which has about 7,000 people. So let me give you the tour. Where I'm standing now is called the Monkey Beach. Don't ask me why it's called the Monkey Beach. Then there's the chip shop, the company shed, and of course the beach huts. I often think this place is a bit like the town Amity in the film Jaws, and I sometimes wonder perhaps a shark might liven it up a bit. So here I am inside my phone box with my little gazebo, standing alone. And as you can see, the reason I'm in my phone box is because it's raining. What did I expect? And are you related to the lady next to you?
No, I'm not. We're just great friends.
Madam, is that a Sheffield accent I can hear?
It is. It is. Yorkshire girl.
Yorkshire girl.
Moved to Essex.
Yeah.
For my sins.
Why did you come here?
Well, my family live in Dedham. Typical Yorkshire lad, but he married an Essex girl. So, but now Mum is down here, is a lot happier.
What are your recollections of phone boxes?
Well, I remember more as a teenager. It was more, I suppose I used it more socially, but it was somewhere to hang around. Yes, be a bit mischievous, tapping the phone and trying to get a free phone call if you could.
Now, somebody else told me about this tapping the phone and getting a free phone call. Is that actually true? You could do that?
Oh God, yes. But you had to be really quick. You had to tap, and if I can't remember what you did, but I don't know whether if it was 756, whether you had to tap 7 times, have a break 5 times. I think it was that, and then you got through.
I've only learnt this morning, but thank you very much indeed. That's very interesting. What's your name, sir?
Nick Hines.
Nick Hines. Do you live on Mersey Island?
Yes, I was born here.
Oh right. Literally, you're one of the islanders.
An islander.
Yeah, I've only been here 2 years.
As grandma and her father and his father.
Did you use a phone box like this when you were younger?
Yes.
Can you remember any instances? What sort of
A
things?
couple. I remember I had a very good friend, and she had I don't know how she managed it, being able to get free phone calls.
Blimey.
So it was always useful to be with her when you wanted to ring anybody.
You could tap them apparently, and it would sometimes give you a free phone.
And the
The lady
other
before
thing
said.
I remember once we were at the Plough.
So Tony, explain to me what is your role in the museum?
The official title is webmaster.
Right, but you do a lot more than that, don't you? Yes. And what do you see as the main role of this local museum?
Well, we do have a sort of purpose statement, which is to preserve the heritage of Mersey Island and the surrounding villages, to put on displays that show all different aspects of the island, the different businesses and the different parts of East and West Mersey, and really to let the local people and visitors have access to all our collection as far as possible.
I spoke to Joanne about curation and how you curate your exhibitions to make them interesting for the local people. What do you think the purpose of this museum is?
I think it's to record the local history and to try and save some of the local artifacts, if that's not a complicated word, that would otherwise get lost.
There is something for everybody, from archaeology to old toys, and there will always be something to interest people.
So why is this phone box important?
I think it's just an icon of a certain age, and lots of people have saved them. There's hundreds around, but I still think it's nice, and it's a nice thing in the car park. And it's obviously flexible if you can put on exhibitions in it as well.
Can you tell me what your memories of using a phone box like this would be?
Yes, I do. I had to use one a lot when I was in college in Lincolnshire, and they stank. It was a college that teacher training college. Yeah.
And
they stank. I always kept my foot in the door.
Yeah, this is not unusual. Were there any particular events or important news that you gave to relatives or anything using a phone box?
My husband had to pop across the road. Not this husband, another one. we were in the Air Force, and we only had the phone box, and he had to pop across the road to call my mum and say I had measles and that she'd better come up ASAP, which she did.
Thank you very much. Why do you think people are so interested in the past and museums like this?
It isn't just nostalgia. We've moved so fast from no technology to absolutely overwhelmed by technology, and I think it is comforting to look back at how we used to do things. The world moves too quickly now with the IT as it is.
So that's the end of my exhibition, which turned out to be much more of a sort of observation post than an exhibition. Made me ask a lot of questions about the community I live in and about how they see themselves. I think perhaps the thing I'm reflecting on most from this experience is how strongly people identify with being a Mersey Islander.